Good morning, everybody. We have one of my favorite stories today, and we're going to start with this story first. The little old lady who was not afraid of anything. So some of you may have even heard this before, but it's a great story. So let's get started. It's a great story in October this time of year because Halloween is coming up. And look, great big old pumpkin right there. So here we go. The little old lady who was not afraid of anything. And here we go. Once upon a time, there was a little old lady who was not afraid of anything. There she is. One windy afternoon, the little old lady left her cottage and she went for a walk in the forest to collect herbs and seeds and spices. There she is. She left her cottage. Off she goes. She walked long, so long and so far that it started to get dark. Check that out. There was only a silver sliver of a moon shining through the night, and the little old lady started to walk home. There she goes. It's getting dark. Have you ever been out a little bit at night, coming home after a walk? I have. There she is again. Suddenly, she stopped. Right in the middle of the path were two big shoes. Two big shoes right in the middle of the path? And the shoes went clomp, clomp, clomp. There they are. Get out of my way, you two big shoes, she said. I'm not afraid of you. And she walked on down the path, but behind her, what did she hear? What do you think? Clomp, clomp, clomp. The shoes must have been following her. A little farther on, the little old lady stumbled into a pair of pants. Look at that. And the pants went wiggle, 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 wiggle. Get out of my way, you pair of pants. I'm not afraid of you. And she walked on. But behind her, she could hear the pants. How did they sound? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And the shoes, clomp, clomp, clomp. There she is, walking down the path, shoes and pants. The two shoes go clomp, clomp, and a pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle. And farther along the path still, the little old lady bumped into a shirt. What? Get out of my way, you silly shirt. I'm not afraid of you. And she walked on a little bit faster this time, just a little bit faster. But behind her, she could hear two shoes going clomp, clomp, clomp. The pair of pants going wiggle, 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 wiggle. And the shirt going shake, shake, shake. There they are. So a little ways farther down the path, the little old lady came upon two white gloves and a tall black hat. And the gloves went clap, clap. And the hat went nod, nod. And the little old lady said, get out of my way, you two white gloves and you tall black hat. I'm not afraid of you, she said. And on she walked, but just a little bit faster this time, just a little bit. But behind her, what did she hear? The two shoes going clomp, clomp, clomp. The pair of pants going wiggle, 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 wiggle. The shirt going shake, 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 shake. The two gloves, what did they make? Oh yes, clap, clap, clap. And the hat going nod, nod, nod. By now, the little old lady was walking quite fast because every time she came across one of those things, she walked a little faster. She was going quite fast, and she was very near her cottage when she was startled by a very huge, very scary pumpkin head. Uh-oh. And the head went boo, boo. There it is. Oh my goodness, what you gonna do now? Uh-oh, my book's falling apart. Uh-oh, my book just fell apart. This time, the little old lady did not stop to talk. She did not stop at all. She ran. Whoa, there she goes. She ran. And behind her, she could hear two shoes going clomp, clomp. The pants going wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The shirt going shake, shake, shake. And the gloves going clap, clap. And the hat going nod, nod. And one very scary pumpkin head going boo, boo, all behind her as she was running home. The little old lady did not look back. She ran as fast as she could. And she didn't stop to catch her breath until she was safe inside her cottage and the door was locked behind her. Whoa. And she sat in her chair and she rocked by the fire and she rocked. There she is. It was so quiet when she was back home, and all of a sudden she heard a knock at the door. So quiet. Should she answer it? What do you think, you guys? Should she answer it? Well, she was not afraid of anything, so she went to the door and she opened it. There she is. What did she see? Oh no, two shoes going clomp, clomp, pair of pants going wiggle, 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 a shirt going shake, 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 two gloves going clap, clap, a hat going nod, nod, and a very scary pumpkin head going boo, boo. I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady bravely. What do you want anyway? We've come to scare you, said the pumpkin head. Well, you can't scare me, said the little old lady. Then what's to become of us, said the pumpkin head, who was suddenly looking very sad and unhappy. Oh my goodness. I have an idea, said the little old lady. So she whispered to the pumpkin head. She told him something. I wonder what she told him. She whispered right into that pumpkin head's ear. And the pumpkin head nodded, and its face seemed to brighten, and the little old lady said, "Good night, everyone," and closed the door and whistled on her way to bed. So she went to bed. There we go. And the next morning, there she is. She woke up the next morning. She looked out the window and she looked into her garden, and what do you think she saw? She saw two shoes going clomp, clomp, a pair of pants going wiggle, wiggle, a shirt going shake, shake, two gloves going clap, clap, and a hat going nod, 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 and one scary pumpkin head going boo, boo, and scaring all the crows away. What was it? Oh, what did those clothes and that pumpkin head do? They turned themselves into a scarecrow. All right. So I've got a little game to play with you here for after the story. It's all about sounds. So during the story, behind the little old lady, she heard all of the things that were following her. So, do you remember what they were and the sounds that they made? What about the shoes? Okay, let's see. Let's hear that. Clomp, clomp, clomp went the shoes. What was next? Do you remember? I think it must have been, what? A pair of pants? Going wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, what came next? Shirt going. What was the sound? Shake, 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 shake. And then, oh my goodness. I don't have a black hat, but I have my favorite hat. Okay, a hat and a pair of gloves. And the gloves went, and the hat went, nod, nod. Oh, what was the last thing? I know. Scary pumpkin head going, boom, boom. So let's do it all again together. The shoes went clomp, 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 clomp. The pants went wiggle, 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 wiggle. The shirt went shake, 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 shake. The gloves went clap, clap. The head went nod, nod. And the pumpkin went boo, boo. So there we have it. So I'm gonna add some other sounds for you to identify too. I have a big tray of sound effects. So I've got a shaker, I've got a bell, I've got, oh, this is a silly one I have to use 2 hands for. I'm gonna call this elastic sound. And then I have a triangle. Okay, so you've heard all the sounds that those items make, and I'm not gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and you can see what, can you identify what I'm playing off screen and tell me what it was? Okay, so I had a ratchet, a bell, a shaker, and a triangle. Which one am I playing? Let's see if you can tell. What was that? Ah, the bell. Okay, let's see if you know what this one was. What was it? All right, it was the ratchet. You got it. Okay, here's one. Was it? Ah, yes, the shaker. I thought that maybe you might get confused between this one, because it's sort of clicky, and this one. That might be hard to decide. Oh, and what was the last one that I've got? You might already know. Let's see, hear it again. The triangle. It's kind of fun to identify sounds when you can't really see what's making that sound. And that's kind of what the little old lady did. She knew those shoes and the hat and the gloves were all behind her. She could hear them. So we have a craft to do today that I hope you can do with me. It's right behind me. I thought we'd make a scarecrow hat. Or if you have a pair of pants or a shirt or something like that, you can actually stuff those and make your own scarecrow at home. And you can make a hat like we're gonna have here today out of a paper bag to either wear or set on the table and kind of use as a decoration, or set on your own scarecrow that you make and put on your front porch. So I'm gonna move out of my chair and go behind and we'll get started. So what you're gonna need today to make, this is just kind of my scary pumpkin head. We're gonna move that out of the way. Okay, so what you're gonna need today to make a scarecrow hat is a paper bag. So I've got a paper bag and I've got a bowl, but if you have a parent there, you can actually use your own head to help make this hat. A bowl or a ball, maybe a soccer ball, or your own head if you have a parent to help you out, and some tape and some scissors. So let's see. Oh, and then we've got some things over here on the side to decorate it with, and I'll talk about those later because you can always decorate later. So here's our paper bag. And of course, the first thing to do if you're using a paper bag is to use your scissors and cut the bottom off your paper bag. So I'm cutting right up the seam. How are you guys doing there? Hope you're doing okay. I see some of you have decided to go on. I hope you enjoyed the story. But I'm cutting the bottom off a paper bag. And here we go. Almost done. I love to use paper bags because it's another use for something that you might throw out. And you can use it and make it into something else. Okay, so there's the bottom of my paper bag. And this has a lot of printing on it, so I'm going to use the blank side. Now that is really big, and we are only going to need to use half of it. So I'm going to fold my paper bag in half. It's rattling. So I folded the paper bag in half, and I'm going to cut it right down that half mark. You could actually make 2 hats out of this. One for you, and one for your mom or dad or something, or your brother or your sister. So here's the part where you either use your own head, if you have a parent to help you out, or a bowl, or a ball. And we've got half of that. Okay, so take your half of that and either stick it on your head like this and have your parents tape around it, or if you got a bowl, you can form it over the bowl like that. Kind of fold it down and crush it. The bowl is going to be the form of your hat. So, here we go. Now, I found it was easy to use little pieces of tape instead of one big piece of tape because I couldn't hold it. It was the hardest thing to do. So, there we go. I'm folding it down over the bowl and pulling that tape around it like that. So that's only part of the hat band. And it's only holding part of the paper bag. So I'm going to do another little piece, just like this, and rip it off. And I'm going to hold it down again over the bowl and crush it and fold it around that part of the bowl. Okay, so now I've got maybe half of my hat done. And another one. And I'm going to fold it down really as much as I can and stick that piece of tape around there. My hat band. Stick that out. There we go. Is it looking a little bit like a hat? I think we need one more piece of tape. What do you think? Okay, here we go. Rip. And folding and folding and right down over the last piece and forming it. Whoa, I think it really looks like a hat. There we go. It really does. So I can wear it and I'm a scarecrow. Cool. So get that out of the way. Now, you know, you can decorate your hat if you like. And I think in the supplies that I listed for the video, I said get some dry grasses. So that's what I did. I went out this morning and I picked some dry grasses. And I am going to, maybe I don't need all of these. Just going to use a little decoration for my hat. And they're kind of long, so I'm going to break them off a little bit. Just like that. Maybe I should cut them because those dry grasses aren't pulling as much. There we go. I'm cutting off some dry grasses. And I'm going to use my tape again to tape my decorations to the hat. Maybe it looks a little bit like, hey, there we go. So I've got my grasses taped to my hat. Okay, and I was out in my yard and I found a couple of pretty leaves, and I found kind of a fern leaf, and I thought those were cool too. Or, you know, if you have some scraps of paper, you can make those. So I got a leaf, really bright, couple of bright leaves, and those make really good hat decorations too. So I'm just gonna set them right there and tape them down. My handy dandy masking tape. Boy, that's gonna look kind of pretty right there. And my fern leaf. So you can use lots of things from out in your yard to help decorate your scarecrow hat. There, looking cool, nice decoration. Or if you have scraps of paper, you can use those instead. So I got a scrap of yellow paper here that I thought I'd do something with. I'm going to cut off some of the larger kind of scraps. And I got a square like this. And I'm going to cut some flower petals. Flower petals are kind of rounded. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter how many you do. Depends on the size of your scrap. See what I got there? So now I'm going to kind of crunch it up and roll it up and bend the petals down a little bit. Like that. And I got a flower. So now I can stick a paper flower on my hat. Whoops. If I can get the tape loose here. Here we go. All right. So I just made a paper flower out of a square of construction paper. And you can use any color that you like. And you can tape that right in the middle, wherever you want. And there's your cool scarecrow hat. So I hope you had fun making this today. And I hope you had maybe a little bit of help with somebody holding it over your own head and crushing it down and taping it instead of the bowl. But that's how it turns out. And we hope you enjoyed this story. And join us again next time. Thanks. Something I had never ever seen before. And here's where you get to make a choice. Was it a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex? Okay, so now how are we gonna paint the pine cones? Maybe 3 pine cones. What do you think? Yeah, 3 pine cones. And then the fun starts. What's happening here? Well, when we pull back on our little shooter here, that creates potential energy. And then when I let it fly, it turns that potential energy into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. And boom!